Hi guys, Jixie here for another Jixie vlog. This isn't a fairy vlog, it's a Jixie vlog today. And I know that I promised, that I've been promising for a while, the fairy slang video. I know. Katie didn't come last week, which is the reason why it didn't happen. She had her cousins around, so it didn't happen. The fairy slang video has been postponed. She's supposed to be coming around tomorrow, but if well, hopefully that'll happen. But I really wanted to talk to you about sort of Jixie related things and just another be real with you kind of video, really. And this video, I really want to talk about my disability, basically, and how it affects me, what exactly it is, and kind of be real with you about that. Obviously, you guys know I have autism and ADHD, and I was kind of real with you about that. And I did a whole video about my backstory, related to autism and ADHD and my sort of diagnosis and why that was amazing, why it helped me to sort of just like really come out of my shell and be my own person and all of that good stuff, basically. But I really wanted to discuss with you my site and other things to some degree. I mean, some of it is private and I don't want to really talk about it, but some of it I want to talk about. Really to try and prevent the whole you're not really partially sighted, you're faking it thing that I have got in the past. It's rare, but it does happen, and I really want to try and avoid that if I can. So I better start, really. My main condition that I have is called Septo-optic dysplasia. Try and say that when you're drunk 5 times faster. Don't get drunk, that's a bad idea. But yeah, so Septo-optic, I can't even say it myself. Septo-optic dysplasia. And you can shorten it to SOD, which I'm going to do from now on because, mouthful. Anyway, so SOD comes in 2 main parts, really. And the first one, obviously, is sight-related. And I'm trying not to get too technical and sciencey with you guys, because that's just one way to put you all to sleep. But if you have ADHD like I do, and sleep is a problem for you, then maybe I should go into the sciencey bit. But I won't. But if you want me to go into the sciencey bit, and you really want to be put asleep, then I shall do that for you. Yes. Anyway, so yes, Septo-optic dysplasia, the 2 parts, obviously, the sight part, which basically is, obviously, that your brain connects to your eye, and that's how it kind of tells you what it is that you're seeing exactly. And it does that via the optic nerve, which are these, like, fibrous nerves in the back of your eye that connect up to your brain. And when that is short, well, they call it short, but I don't know if it's short. I think it's like thinner or less fibers than a 20/20 sort of fully sighted person. They call it short, but I don't think that's the right word. I think I'm saying thick. When it's thinner than or less fibrous than a sighted person, a fully sighted person, mine are. I have some sight in my right eye, and I'm completely blind in my left eye. So I think there's very little, if any, actual nerves in my left eye. And in my right there are some, but not enough that it really actually helps me much with my day-to-day life. And in fact, I am registered blind in the UK here. And so, basically, there's sight there, but there's not, there's enough that I can play The Sims. And if that was enough to get around every day, then yes. But, unfortunately, The Sims doesn't really get you around in life, unless you are a Sims programmer, which, by the way, that would be the coolest job in the world. If you're at Maxis, the guys that make Sims, and you fancy giving me a call, that's all I'm saying. So anyway, where was I before I started talking about The Sims, which is one of my favourite games of all time? I really hate doing this. No, it's actually really gone. It's just completely gone. Remind me, please, in the comments down below, tell me if I've missed out something or if I was continuing on with a... oh yeah, right, no, yeah, I can play Sims, but I can't really do much else with my right eye. And the other half of that is right, so again, this is going to get sciencey, and I'm going to try and sort of dumb it down a little bit. So there's a gland at the back of at the base of your brain, just kind of where your head meets your neck, called the pituitary gland. And that is kind of like the boss of all the other glands that release hormones in your body that it basically tells them what to do. And it turns out hormones are really, really important for many reasons. You would think that hormones is something that you get when you're a teenager. You know, people are always talking about, oh, he's a teenager, all the hormones. But unfortunately, hormones is something that you have all of the time. Even when you're younger and when you're older, you know, it's not just at one time in your life and suddenly hormones. It's all the time, and they do various things. So when this boss gland, the pituitary gland, doesn't do anything, that is basically too busy playing The Sims to actually get up and actually do its job, metaphorically, it basically kind of creates a bit of a it creates problems. And unfortunately, I have a condition called hypopituitarism, which is the other half of the septo-optic dysplasia thing. And I'm going to link you down below if you really want the sciencey stuff. There's a video by a woman called Emily Davidson, who is a visually impaired. She has septo-optic dysplasia like me, and she's also one of the coolest women that I've seen that has partial sight, because even though she has partial sight, she can still do makeup, and she can still, like, you know, she's fashionable and stuff like that. She's amazing. So I'll link you down below. I will link you to her videos down below, and you can have a look of that if you want this sort of the sciencey stuff. I'm just going to give the dumbed down stuff. Where was I? So yes, I have hypopituitarism, and so my pituitary gland basically just doesn't work at all, and so I have to take hormone replacement tablets every day. And so yeah, basically at the moment I take. Now, I calculated this last night and I can't remember. I take 5 tablets a day. I'm supposed to take, actually, if I did it right, and I don't, I'm not clever. If I did it right, I'm supposed to take one of my tablets 3 times a day. So that would be like what, 7 tablets a day. But I have ADHD, and I can barely remember sometimes to do the stupid, you know, I can barely remember sometimes to clean my own teeth, you know, let alone have to take lots of tablets 3 times a day. I don't have a schedule, I don't have a list, I don't do lists, so I don't really have anything or anybody to tell me it's such and such a time, please take your this hydrocortisone that I take. You know, so I end up forgetting. So I only take 5 tablets instead of the 7 that I should take. So yeah, I take a lot of tablets for that. That's pretty much it. But my sight, talking about my sight, I think that's important to talk about. Is that obviously I'm blind in my left eye. I'm severely partially sighted in my right, and something that I don't think a lot of people know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but having 2 eyes is important because it helps you kind of gauge the depth of things, the width of things. So I have to walk around with, do you know, 1 second guys, 1 second. Wait, oh, that one too. That one too. These are my long canes! Wow! So I have to walk around with, this is the one I use every day, because it has the, it's disgusting guys, I'm really sorry, I've only just realised how disgusting this is actually. I think think I need a new one. Hang on, let me just sit properly. Right, yeah. So I have it has a rollable tip at the end that you and that's the one that's least stiff. But as I said, Emily Davidson, I think she's called Davidson, who does the Fashioneyesta YouTube channel, she talked about kind of customizing your disability. And so this is the generic, boring, everyday cane that, everybody knows. The white cane, the boring, really uniform, everybody has to have the same because nobody's different. No one's allowed to be different. If you're disabled, you have to have the same boring stuff every day. Anyway, so she talked about customizing your disability, and that led me to a company called Glam Sticks, who mainly do walking sticks and crutches and things like that. And I think it's just mainly walking sticks and crutches, but they also do sparkly-fied canes. And so I have these that I use mainly for evening because the rollable on here is extremely stiff, and it takes a lot of effort to use it because it keeps catching on the pavement as I'm going along. So I don't use that as much. I just mainly use it in the evening because it's so pretty. That's my pink one because I have a secret. I think people know this about me now from the many, many times that you've seen it, but I have a secret love of Barbie. I know. I'm 32 years old and I love Barbie. What? But I don't care. Judge me if you want. I like Barbie. I like fairies. That's just me. Like me for me, and I like you for you, and that's just whatever. So anyway, pink, Barbie, love it, and also flowers for fairies. So that's kind of I'm in a very happy place, a pink place, kind of cane. And then, as you know, recently I've got kind of into Descendants and Mao and dark purple. But then still the kind of streak of pink going through it because it's me. Whatever. So anyway, those are my canes. I actually haven't shown you my canes before. I really should have before now. But they are my canes. So what was I saying before I started talking about my canes? Yes, so I have to have my canes because I have no depth perception, which basically means that I have trouble going up and down steps and kind of seeing how far away obstacles are. So one particular instance of not having my cane and steps being an issue is I remember when we were about 11. I thought I was going to sneeze, but I'm not, I don't think. When we were about 11, my dad bought a, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to, no, hang on, am I? Please decide. Thank you. Right. Yeah, when we were 11, my dad rented, I think, a holiday home, and we went up there for the first weekend. And I went barreling in, all being like excited. Oh my gosh, it's a holiday home. It's amazing because it's this gorgeous cottage in the Lake District called Anniegarth. I came barreling in down the corridor. Didn't realise that at the bottom of the stairs going up, there was also a step down. And it was a stone floor. Can you imagine what happened next? I went barreling in, didn't see this step, went right over it. I cracked my shin on the stone floor. It hurt a lot. And do you know what? I have discovered that having ADHD and also being partially sighted means accidents happen every day. I mean, every day. Probably more than every day, like 5 times a day. Accidents happen to me. I mean, I should be black and blue sitting in front of you right now because of the amount of accidents that I have every day. In fact, see, this is stupid, right? But I actually managed to stub my toe on one of my canes. They're supposed to help me, not cause me to... No, sorry, I said stub my toe. I didn't mean to stub... I didn't mean that. I broke my toe on one of my canes. I actually broke it. I was hobbling around for about a month because I tripped over one of my canes. This is the problem here. This is a huge problem because I had it propped up against the wall, and then what it does sometimes, if you don't prop it properly, is it falls down. And it was lying on the floor. I got up to let my dog out and didn't see it was there. I think it was the white one actually. Tripped over it and yeah, stubbed toe. Sorry, broken toe rather. It actually was broken. And painful. So yes, I have accidents every day, and it's a fact of life, really. In fact, one of my PAs actually said to me once, she said, the amount of accidents you have every day, and when you have them, you don't even react. You just kind of like, right, I hurt myself. What else is new? Let's move on. Let's do whatever it is. And she's like, is it not painful? I'm like, well, yeah, but it happens so often that you just don't bat an eyelid, really. So anyway, that's kind of my disastrous disability. And what else is it that I want to speak about? Passing. I think I wanted to speak about passing a little bit, which was kind of having a family who kind of doesn't really like disability. For all they have, obviously, a disabled member of the family, me. They don't tend to really like to acknowledge disability that much, which is fine. And I have started to sort of realise the benefits of that behaviour, but it also kind of can be a bit annoying, because it has allowed me to be extremely independent. Again, you probably wouldn't know that I was blind because I can walk about with a cane for the most part. I just have to be careful. And, you know, I do have more accidents, but still, you know, it's a risk I'm willing to take sometimes because I don't like being stared at, but that's a whole other subject. What was I saying? Passing. Yeah, something about passing. So yes, because of my family, I am extremely independent. I don't really ask for help very much, and when I do, it means that I'm really in the shits because, oh, I really shouldn't swear. Pretend you didn't hear that. Yeah, so it means that I'm really in trouble because I tend to try and get on myself without asking for help. But yeah, no, it has allowed me to be really, really independent. But what was I saying about passing? I can't remember what it was that I was saying. Guys, this is getting really bad. You know, I can't remember what it was. I can't believe I've forgotten what it was. But yes, no, passing can be a real problem sometimes, having to pass as being non-disabled when you are in fact disabled. And it is a pain in the bum, really. But, you know, I really can't remember why I talked about passing now. It sounds like I just brought it up to sort of be like, my life is so hard. But, you know, it's not. I have a good life. I know I have a good life. I'm very lucky in many respects. But I can't remember what it was that I was going to say to you. Nope, it's gone. It's gone. But, no, I'm very grateful to my family for forcing independence on me. Because I know so many people who are dependent on other people, and that's not me, and I'm grateful for that a lot. But sometimes passing as being non-disabled when you are in fact disabled can be very draining, and kind of the slightest things become a challenge when you're pretending that you're not. Like, for example, and this is something really stupid, like you would probably sit there, fully sighted you would probably sit there and be like, that's easy. But walking beside somebody, like when you're walking with somebody somewhere, especially if you don't know where it is you're going and you're following somebody, how can you follow someone and not have them in front of you? How can you have someone beside you and just keep walking and not know where the hell it is that they're going to go? And you don't know if they're going to veer right or left and still stay beside them without like stumbling or bumping into them. I do that a lot. So oftentimes if I'm following somebody somewhere, I will link them. But of course, you know, that's a disabled thing to do, really. But that is hard for me, to walk beside somebody and not know where I'm going and just kind of keep walking without any clear like direction. And even if I do have a direction, I still find it quite hard. Passing can be a real problem, I think. These are the stupid things that I have to put up with every day that would probably not be draining to you at all, would probably be something you don't even think about, but to me, having to maintain this sort of facade of I'm not really disabled when I really kind of am, can be really, really hard for me. Makeup. I know that I said to you guys in my fairy video that I was going to do a makeup routine for you, and I will, hopefully, for the festival. I will definitely do that, but makeup is hard for me. I have real trouble doing makeup. In fact, makeup today. Putting that on, I had issues. My eyes do their own thing. I had problems blinking too much. I had problems with my eyeball shaking, which is a little thing that we love to call nystagmus, which is, you know, when your eyeball just shakes uncontrollably. I don't know if you can see this. Apparently it happens. I can't see it. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, I can't see it happening, but apparently people who look at me can see that happening, and I just can't control it. So putting on mascara, I'm sure you can imagine, is a chore, it's a challenge, but I get it done anyway. But I do end up getting little blobs that I then have to bother wiping off, reapplying mascara. Got it everywhere again, wipe off, reapply mascara. Lipstick is okay. I'm okay with lipstick, but occasionally I get smudges. Eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is my demon. I hate it. I hate it so bad. I hate it. Eyeliner. I've never even attempted eyeliner myself. I've had people do it on me. I can't attempt it because to do eyeliner, I would have to lean in very close to do it. Like, I don't even know how I would even, I have no idea how I would even attempt to do eyeliner. I admire Emily Davidson, who's Fashioneyesta, so much, because she, from the sounds of it, I don't think she actually gets help with this. I think she just does it herself. I admire her because it's so hard to do eyeshadow, you know, and to do it precision. Like, you know, when people can do it like, I've seen makeup tutorials of people doing it like one colour in the corners and then one colour in the middle and then one colour on the outside corner or whatever. And I'm like, when I do it, it literally looks like one colour smushed right across my eye, as if I've just gone like, don't I look beautiful? Yeah, so, you know, because I have to use the little sponge thing, I'm just like, and then just hope for the best, basically. It's not, you know, so the idea of eyeliner, which is this little tiny brush or a little tiny pencil, and you just have like no, I can't do eyeliner at all. False eyelashes, can't do that either. Anything to do with the eyes. I can do the lips, can do the cheeks, can do foundation. I think I can blend pretty well. Contouring, I've never attempted that either. Makeup is just hard. Fashion is good. I like fashion. Fashion is fab. I'm all over the place with it because I obviously have ADHD, so my fashion changes with my obsessions. For example, when I was into Descendants, sparkly purple cane. Yeah, I had to have a sparkly purple cane when I got into Descendants because pink is so not Mal. You guys know that. If you love Descendants, pink is not Mal. You know that, right? So, yeah, I had to have a sparkly purple cane for Descendants. I love kawaii fashion from Japan, and I had to do the kitten ears, and I had to do what else did I have? I had like a kawaii bag, and I had a kawaii t-shirt. I actually have a t-shirt that says, I think I've shown you, kawaii till I die. And it's pink dripping everywhere, kind of like a kawaii / goth kind of weird combination thing. So my fashion changes, but I love fashion. I would love it even more if I wasn't so fat. And I realise that there are people who are a lot fatter than me, but it's about personal opinion of yourself and you feeling good about yourself. So it doesn't matter what the people think of you. If people think you're too fat, insult them. Don't do what I was about to do and sort of curse at them. Just politely say, bugger off. But I personally feel like I could lose a bit of weight. And sometimes I look at myself in something and think, my God, you look like a cushion that's been stuffed like to the brim. And yeah, anyway, so I have issues with my weight. For every time even someone says to me that, oh, no, you're so skinny, you don't have to. And I'm like, no. Honestly, no. don't tell me fibs. Anyway, fashion is good. I love fashion. So yeah, and that's not really hampered at all by my sight issues, but makeup and hair. Oh my God, guys, literally this headband, I think I had to put it on about 6 times before I got it right. Ponytails are, again, my enemy. I hate them because I always, without fail, end up leaving a strand out. And I don't realise that, mainly at the back, like hanging down, there's usually like 1 or 2, or even quite a few strands, like just hanging down, and I'll be like, no, I've already tied it up now. Anyway, these are the little tiny problems of my small life. But I just really wanted to talk to you about my disability and how it affects me, and how it doesn't, and talk to you about just everything, because I feel like I've been real about so many things. My obsessions, my ADHD diagnosis, been real about the fact that I actually kind of, well, actually I don't think I have been real about this, but I want to be real about the fact that I obviously play with toys, because like I have Barbies. I've just said, I love Barbie, I wish I could be Barbie. If Mattel wants to call me and dye my hair blonde and say, you can be the new Barbie, I'll be like, yeah, yes, I will do that. Yes, I will come to the dream house tomorrow. I think this, but I don't think I would like surgically alter myself like some people do to be Barbie. I'm not that crazy. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm real about the fact that I play with toys, and it is kind of a therapeutic thing. Like when I'm feeling upset, mid-meltdown, whatever, I go into my toy room. Yes, I have a toy room. And just kind of surround myself with all these pink and brightly coloured things. And it's like, kind of, it takes a while, but it kind of like makes me feel better. So I have been real with you about so many things, you know, and I know that you guys won't judge me anymore. For a while it was like my confidence was like rock bottom, and I was thinking, well, if I say that, they're going to judge me and they're not going to want to watch me anymore and blah 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 blah. But thank you to you guys, my confidence is now risen up enough so that I can talk to you about my toy room and my disability and all of my weight issues and my canes, and show my canes to you, pink sparkly. And you guys will maybe even want to watch that. And so yeah, I'm gonna go and say pace if I can find the thingy. Yeah. So guys, as usual, it's been amazing chatting to you. And hopefully Katie will be here tomorrow and we can do some fairy slang for you, ready for the fairy festivals. Please comment down below about your own disabilities if you have them. I really want to know. I always want to know. You know I want to know. Because I like kind of finding out about other people's stuff, because I think it sometimes helps you to get your own stuff into perspective. You know, you get kind of in this like bubble thing of your own world and your own troubles, and it's nice to hear about other people's, kind of to just put everything into perspective and fit everything into place. So if you have any disabilities of your own that you want to talk about, mental, physical, emotional kind of disabilities, I am here to read all of your beautiful comments. And if you have anything to report about your own fairy festivals that you're getting together, yay, want to hear about that. And if you have any stuff and maybe you're sort of stupidly old and still play with toys, let's embrace the toy love and admit it and be okay with people judging us for that. And again, I'm still not there, but with your help, I'm starting to get okay with people judging me. If they want to judge me, that's their problem, kind of thing. So if you want to just put things down in the comments, and I will read them, and I will reply to them. And I love you guys. I really, really do. This has been another Jixie video, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for